In this video you'll find out how this poor kid made $500 in just 2 hours. And you can do it too. The kid who did this is a homeless 11-year-old, so if he can do it, you can do it too, nothing is stopping you. He's gonna teach you a lesson about business that school won't teach you, my friend. This is one of those street school lessons which are very valuable and will actually help you in business but also in life. I will reveal his secret later in the video, so pay close attention. So I was a bodyguard in this nightclub in my city where a really famous singer was performing and there were tons of people visiting. I was doing my job letting people in and out, but I wasn't actually outside at the main door, but on the second entrance where the hostesses accommodated the guests. Also, I have to mention, on this type of events in my city, there are usually little gypsies walking outside selling hard balloons to people. So at some point, I see this little gypsy, we'll call him Ramos, with a backpack and like 50 hard balloons in his hand getting inside the club. I was a little confused because they're usually not allowed in the clubs. But once he was in, I couldn't do nothing because he had to go through the main security and I realized that they obviously let him in. So this little guy, Ramos, is maybe 11 or 12 years old. He comes to me smiling, shaking my hand, friendly tapping me on my back and going straight to the crowd. Me being a security, my job is to be serious and I didn't give him any reaction, I didn't even smile back at him. 20 minutes passed by and I see the same little guy coming out of the crowd with an empty hand, going to the corner of the club where there are no people, and he basically took out 50 more empty balloons out of his backpack and he started pumping them with air and putting them on the little sticks so he can sell them again. I was like, okay, he'll do this one more time maybe and probably go home. At this point it was like 2 in the morning. So Ramos fills his balloons. By the way, he was so quick, I've never seen anyone pump balloons that fast in my life. And after he got 50 more balloons ready to sell, he had to pass by me again where he did the same friendly shake, the same smile and everything, like he was my best friend for the past 15 years. I was like, whatever, again. So I'm doing my job letting people in and out and another 20 minutes pass by and I see my friend Ramos coming towards me with an empty hands again, going straight to the corner where he got 50 more empty balloons out of his backpack and he repeated the process of pumping them. At this point I was like, damn, this guy is a really good salesman. Having in mind that he sells these balloons at around 2 euros and a drink in the club is around 4 euros, these balloons weren't so cheap actually. So it's not even 3 in the morning and this guy has already made $150. I'm standing there doing the math and realizing that Ramos is making more money than me that night. I was like, something isn't right here. Why is this guy in the club? Why aren't other gypsies like him selling these balloons? Did the main security really let this guy in? Or did he somehow snuck in? So while I'm thinking about this, I'm going to the main entrance to check out and I was shook at what I saw outside the club. I take a look through the main door and I see 10 more gypsies standing in front of the club. The security weren't letting them in, so the gypsies were trying to sell the balloons, the same balloons, to the people who just got out, but it was too late. The people have already bought from the little salesman inside. I was mind blown. How did Ramos got in? At this point I was deep in the business plan, so I had to find out. I went on my working position and continued doing my job. Until I see Ramos again with empty hands. I was like, damn, are you serious? He already sold 100 balloons. That's like $200, man. Well, I'm getting paid less than $50 for the whole night as being the security there. I was a little jealous. Nah, I'm kidding. I wasn't jealous, but was actually happy to find out how he was doing his magic. He actually repeated the process of selling the balloons and pumping new ones 5 times in a row. 5 times he got 50 balloons, went in the crowd, sold them, came back, he filled new 50 balloons and did the same process 5 times throughout the night. Let's do the math. He sold 50 balloons 5 times, so that are 250 balloons and each balloon is $2. That's $500 for just a couple of hours. He was getting paid 10 times more than me while I risked my life as being a security there. Let's see how he pulled that off. So the whole night I was watching Ramos and I noticed something interesting. While he was inside the club, every time he passed by any security, he did the same friendly hands shaking, greeting, smiling like he was doing with me. So I'm like, that's your little secret. Then it occurred to me that he actually does this at every party, and by doing so, he somehow became friends with the security, and that's why they let him in the club every single time, while other gypsies are standing outside in the cold. He realized that his business depends on the security, so he took matters in his own hands. By being extremely nice, he was earning $500 a night. Comparing him to the other gypsies outside the club who are maybe earning $10 a night. So I'm standing there thinking about this, and it came clear to me why Ramos was being so friendly with me this whole night. But he wasn't just doing it like whatever. You could have saw it in his eyes when he shook my hand and he looked me in the eyes. His friendliness was real. It was an actual warm handshake and a warm smile which you'll rarely see these days. After realizing this, the last round Ramos did, the 5th time he sold all his balloons, he came to me to say goodbye. And this time I actually gave him a real handshake and a hug, and this time I tapped him on the back saying, "You are a real businessman, I'm proud of you." He went home with a big smile and a fat wallet. So let's see what can we learn from this little guy and how we can get the money doing it. When we want something in life, maybe a promotion at work, maybe a dinner from our partner, maybe some pocket money from our big brother or sister, maybe a date from a girl, we have to be really friendly and do things that others are not willing to do. Take Ramos for example. He was inside the club the whole night selling $500 worth of balloons by being nice with the security, while the others, not so friendly gypsies, were outside at the cold selling $10 worth of balloons. And when I say be friendly, I don't mean fake it, because you'll actually screw things up even more and make it worse. Imagine if Ramos came to me with a fake smile and a weak handshake. I would probably sense that he is not actually being friendly and probably get him out of the club immediately. If you're faking being nice, people will sense your intentions and will know that you want to use them, only for your own benefits. This part of the dark psychology, they say that you need to kind of manipulate people by being nice. But I think that if you're actually being nice and friendly with good intentions, not only you'll get what you want in life, but people will like you for that. We'll end this video with a saying that my dad taught me from young age. He said, "A meek lump is fed by 100 mothers." I don't know if that sounds good in English, but the meaning is powerful.